I'm trying to paint. Today I am painting the Ork Painboy. I started off by doing a black primer using Chaos Wax Spray on my Painboy here, and the paints I'm going to be using will be Evilson Scarlet, White Scar, Abaddon Black, Dornstone, Ushahapti Bone, Ironbreaker, Jokiro Orange, Fenrisian Grey, Deathful Forest, Rune Lord Brass, and Nuln Oil. The first paint I'm using will be my Deathbolt Forest. This is because I always paint from the inside of the orc out kind of thing. So starting at the skin, then working my way through the clothes kind of thing. So we just want a nice even coat all over the orc and over his little grotty friend there. Our next color is Fenrisian Grey, and this is for his doctor's apron that he's wearing. I chose this color because I thought it pretty much matched what was on the packaging. Then I go to my Ushahapti Bone, and I use this for his trousers and for any like bandages and stuff that's like wrapped around his arms. Also, little Grotty's got a pair of pants on that need color too, so I did it in those in that color. Then I go over to my Evilson Scarlet, and this is for tubes and syringes and tubes and more syringes, and yeah, there's a lot of tubes and syringes, and some of them are hard to find, so you gotta proper rotate your model around to try and find some of these. Then I'm using my Ironbreaker, and this is for his giant weird looking robot power claw, maybe needle hand thing that he's got going there, and also for these little medical tools which look more like murder weapons that he has hanging around his waist. And there's also like random bits of metal. He's got his little needle gun thing in his hand. And also one of his legs is a peg leg. So it's like a robotic peg leg, but that's perfect for the new pirate theme that seems to be going with these orcs at the moment. So then I go over to my Nuln Oil. And I just want to get this in the cracks of the face, such as like the mouth, the eye, the ears, these sorts of places, but not all over. And then I want it all over the middle because it takes away that glaring shine that it has. I want a very thin layer over the bandages and the trousers. This is just to make them dirty looking. I don't want any thick black in the cracks. I just want it dirty. He's a dirty orc. And again, the same with the apron. I just want it dirty. Once that's done, I move on to a combination of both Deathbolt Forest and White Scar. And I mix these at about, I don't know, it's an odd mixture. I think I do something like 3 parts Deathbolt Forest, 2 parts White Scar, and I just put this on all the raised muscle areas of my work. I want to make sure I leave a thin crack. I don't want a thick crack. I want a really thin crack of the original Death World, like in between the muscles here. Then I go with my Ushahapti Bone, and with this I just do thin highlights on the trousers and on the bandages. I don't want to like repaint over the main surface area because I want to keep him dirty. Here I'm just doing his teeth, as well as the little teeth on our little grotty friend, and he's got fingernails on his organic arm, so I made sure I got those too. Back over to the Fenrisian Grey, there's just a little highlight on the apron, around the edges and stuff. And then I'm on to Abaddon Black. This is for neatening up the boots where usually I get paint all over them, but I was actually pretty clean today, so it's alright. And then with my Dornstone, it's just to highlight his boots. Make them look like, if you want to, you can paint like mud effects, use like a brown, dry brush it around the bottoms or whatever, but I'm not really interested in that. Then I go over to my Rune Lord Brass, the paint I always forget the name of. And this is just to put a different color to some of the metal parts, so it's not just solid silver. Then whilst that's drying, I move over to Evilson Scarlet just to clean up the pipes and stuff where I got unwanted wash on them, as well as doing the red dot in his eye, as well as on little Grotty's eye and on the robotic lenses. But you gotta be super steady, super careful if you do this, because it's really hard. Then I'm back over to my Nuln Oil, and this is just to darken the glare coming off of the brassy color. Then I go to my Jokiro Orange, one of my favorite paints, and this is just to highlight all the tubes and syringes, and the tubes and syringes. There's quite a few, so yeah. White Scar. I use this to highlight all my metal surface areas, just little thin lines, pretty much on almost every edge. I don't do exactly every edge because it's just too much, but like the majority of the main ones that really are really prominent, do those ones and it'll look fine. Now, this paint wasn't on my original list, Genestealer Purple, but I was having so much fun painting this Painboy. It is one of the best Ork models that I painted that I just wanted to do a little bit of extra detail in this one. So I just really watered down this purple, and so it's almost transparent. I just do a thin line around the lips and around his lower eyes. It just brings out extra detail, a little more life to the model. And here's our finished model. I highly recommend anyone buy this model because it was my favorite model I think I've done so far. So definitely yes. Please like and subscribe, and you can click here for my Painboy assembly and other videos. Thanks for watching.